Hey everybody, what's up? Nick Smith here, and me and my friend Jameson just got back from watching Terminator Genisys. He's a little camera shy, so he's not going to be in the video, but I'm gonna... So, what did you think? This is the second time I've watched it, and this movie is not an A. At least in my opinion. But, okay, so Terminator Genisys is the story of, basically, I don't know, what, an alternate timeline? It shows us the future, and it shows, like, how, you know, the robots took over, and this is basically the story of Kyle Reese and things like that. So when the machines are taking over, this movie does explain some things. Like, for those who have wondered, why did Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he transported to the past, why did he land so fine, but when John Connor had a fail, this movie explains that. So, and they actually explain why Kyle Reese was the best suited to go after Sarah. Because John Connor found Kyle Reese while, when he was a kid, and when he found him, he basically trained him and taught him how to, like, take down cyborgs and all that stuff. So, so when they discovered that Skynet knew it was losing. So its ultimate thing was, okay, we're gonna send an android, and the thing is, they had multiple Arnolds. They didn't just have one. They had a closet full. So they send Arnold back to the past, and they decide, okay, well, we've got to send someone back to save Sarah Connor. So everyone's volunteering. You're like, I'll go save Sarah Connor. Everyone's volunteering. But then, I don't know what the actor's name is, but the guy who plays Kyle Reese, how did you think about his acting? I did not buy his for a second. I've just heard that his acting, he just sounds bland.
Yep.
He sounded bland. Have you seen the original Terminator? Okay. Compared to the guy who played Kyle Reese in the original,
there was just no chemistry at all.
In other movies, I have heard that he has not been good, and his performance as Kyle Reese, I did not buy. I could tell he was acting. Now, the best thing in this movie is Arnold himself as the Terminator. He is so freaking funny in this movie. And they do something like where they change the story of Sarah Connor, where the T-1000 is sent after her when she's a kid. Is that what they said? Because, like, basically they tried combining the ideas of the first two movies together, and they told a different story of Sarah Connor, where in fact she was actually raised by the Terminator himself. Mm-hmm. But there's a line that Kyle Reese says to her, and she doesn't understand where he learned it, but... And I'm sorry that I keep dropping and going, but this movie actually makes me think of Flashpoint Paradox. For those who doesn't know what that is a story of the Flash who runs back in time and everything has changed. But when he runs into another time, the memories of that time start to replace the memories from his old time. And so Kyle Reese is remembering thoughts from when he was a kid in the year 2017. Because they say in this one, he was born before the war started. And so, in this one, Kyle Reese comes in contact with his younger self. But so, we get the original scene from when Arnold is looking for Sarah Connor, and he's been like, nice day for a walk. Laundry day, nothing clean, right. And then Arnold says, you won't be needing any clothes. And then he pulls back his hood with a shotgun, I've been waiting for you. You know, they have this big fight, and so come to find out that Sarah and Arnold have been waiting for Kyle Reese to arrive for a decade. So when Kyle is in the transporter and he's getting transported to the past, he is actually attacked by Skynet itself. And you know, like John earlier was saying, we're going after this camp, we're going to defeat it from its final weapon that Skynet is doing. And when Kyle is being transported, something attacks John and something starts happening to him. And he's like, the machine's like, did you really think it would be that easy to kill me? And so, basically the whole entire thing is they're trying to figure out what happened. They're trying to fix it. And they're attacked by the T-1000, which they do not explain at all. Well, actually, no. Didn't they basically say that the T-1000 is... They didn't say it, but didn't the movie pretty much hint at that the T-1000 was hunting Sarah her whole life? So, Skynet sent the T-1000 after her first or something? I don't know. But one of the questions that's not answered, that they're probably... It's sequel bait, obviously. They say in the movie... Here, actually, roll up the window a little bit so I can hear. They say in the movie that Arnold was sent to protect Sarah, but we don't know how, we don't know why, we don't know who did it, and they say that, like, the information regarding that was deleted. So they have no idea who did it, they don't know why. Someone wants Sarah Connor alive. So then they're going to, with the original plan, they have made a time machine. So they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the year 1997 and stop Skynet. But Kyle Reese is like, no, that's not it. We gotta go to the year 2017. And he explains that he's having memories from his new past. So then they decide, okay, we're gonna go to the year 2017. And when they do, John shows up. And this is honestly one thing, he is a lucky man, because when me and him were walking to the theater, he's like, I've only seen one trailer. I was like, oh, so you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, at least answer, what did you think about the fact that John was a Terminator? Did you see that coming at all?
Kinda, sorta.
I didn't at all. And, well, when I seen the trailer, I was like, okay, that's cool.
In the trailer, I didn't think so, but as soon as I seen when
he was attacked,
I knew right then he was probably going to be turned into one. Didn't know exactly what he was going to look like.
I didn't mind the design of how John looked. It wasn't like the T-1000 or the original Terminator. He was something new. They find out that he's a Terminator. When Arnold comes back, he's been waiting for them ever since they left in the year 1984. So he said, I'll wait, I'll prepare for your arrival in the year 2017. And he comes in the hospital with a giant teddy bear that has a shotgun in it. And like I said, Arnold is the best thing in the movie. His relationship with Sarah Connor, which I'm just going to call her Khaleesi, because that's all who I think she is. And I was telling him in the movie theater, when they're doing the whole time travel scene, I was like, I've seen you on Game of Thrones. You are a nice-looking lady. But so, like, during, like, this whole thing, and they did actually do an interesting idea, because Kyle Reese doesn't trust the Terminator. He doesn't trust Arnold at all. And it's obvious. And, it's very understandable. Why would you trust a Terminator who all he's known is all they know is how to kill? So when he comes in the future, he attacks John Connor, and even though I knew he was a Terminator, if I didn't know, my mindset would have been of, oh my gosh, they're doing something where Arnold's the bad Terminator again. Like, did you actually think that that's what they were going to do?
Like, right near the ending of the scene, that's when I thought maybe he was going to turn on them.
Because, like, Kyle was like, that's what they're programmed to do. They get close to you and then they try to kill you. And so at this one point, he shoots John, and then Kyle starts to try to attack him, and he's choking Kyle. And Sarah's even starting to think, okay, well, maybe Kyle was right. I've got to kill him. And he even gives her this look like he's going to kill her. But then John gets back up. He lets go of Kyle, and then John gets up, and he's the Terminator. And so they explain that what happened to him, it was a last resort to Skynet, and John was the only one to survive for some reason. So Skynet basically got in a pissy mood and go like, okay, John Connor beats us, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn him against Earth. He's going to be our last hope, not Earth's, which that is actually a good idea. But now, the fact that there's only 3 good actors in this movie: Arnold, Khaleesi, and the guy who's playing John Connor. I thought he did really good. I loved him in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I loved him in this. But the fact of the matter is that Sarah and Kyle Reese had no good chemistry whatsoever. But the chemistry between Sarah and Arnold was great. You actually felt like it was kind of like a father and daughter relationship. And there was a really good scene in this movie. And they finally figure out how to take John down. He looks at Kyle Reese and he's like, take care of my Sarah. And that was actually a tear-dropping moment almost for me. And because of you all who know, in the time travel thing, Arnold wouldn't survive. Because he's a Terminator, he would get destroyed. And Arnold is old. Oh my gosh, when they first show him, he's old. But then, like, when he first seen him, when in the year 2017, oh my gosh, he was like, he is old. I was like, yeah, I know, right? And so basically, like, the whole point of this film is Genisys is basically a gigantic app. It's going, and like, when they're in the hospital and they're getting ready to meet John for the first time, this kid's talking on a Bluetooth. He's like, yeah, I pre-ordered Genisys, whatever. And Sarah's all freaking out like, what's Genisys? You know what Genisys is? How do you know about it? What is it? And then he's talking about like how it's going to link his phone to his iPad, to his computer, to everything. And so then like Sarah starts getting all paranoid, especially, and I really did like this idea. The fact that they brought it into this modern time because of how we depend on technology so much. So when Sarah sees this, she's like, oh my gosh. And her exact line is, Skynet's a Trojan horse. Sarah and, like I said, Sarah and Arnold have very good moments with each other. Funny moments. And their chemistry is really good in this movie. And so basically, the film ends with old Kyle Reese going to the younger version of Kyle Reese and telling him, Genisys is Skynet, kill it before it's born. You can kill it before it's born. And so now there is going to be 2 more movies. And I'm honestly hoping Arnold... Now, see, the thing is, Arnold has been upgraded to... He's been upgraded to a T-1000, pretty much. And how they killed the T-1000 was really cool. They had set up a trap to kill the original Arnold. But they used it on the T-1000. Now, they do bring back the original Arnold, because Sarah actually shoots the old Arnold in a chest with this specific bullet. And so how they kill the T-1000 is they're actually under like these big drums full of acid, and they shoot at it and like it starts drowning it, but then it starts to rebuild itself, but then Arnold comes in like a bad A and just grabs the thing and basically holds it until it dies. And they do show that Arnold is old. Like, they even show that the Terminator is getting old itself, because like his hand, when he was fighting the original Terminator, his hand started to malfunction. And there was one thing throughout this whole entire movie is basically the running gag was Arnold was like, you can mate with him now. You need to mate. You need to mate. Have sex. And Sarah's like, okay, can you please not say that? We're supposed to fall in love, gosh dang it. And Arnold still says, I do not compensate love. I do not know what that is. And so I feel like the whole entire movie, Sarah basically tells Kyle that she doesn't want to fall in love with him, even though she does. She doesn't want to because everyone that she loves dies. And so, like, it's like this whole entire thing of them bickering, and you just don't buy it for a minute. You really don't. Their bickering actually kind of gets annoying at times. But like I said, the bickering between Sarah and Arnold is freaking hilarious. Do you have any final thoughts?
Just can't wait for the next 2. See how it rolls.
I'm giving this movie a highest rank, a C+. And the reasons for that is because I didn't buy the guys acting for a second. The fight scenes are not memorable at all. This is honestly just like one of those movies like where you actually would have to go watch it again just to remember it. But guys,
set aside from the fighting scenes and the bad acting, overall it was a good movie.
It's better than 3. And I haven't even watched 3, and I know 3 is bad. He likes 3, but But guys, this has been an episode of Phenomenal Views. I'm getting ready to go get a ticket to TED 2. Stay tuned for that. Put in the comments below, what did you think about Terminator Genisys? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it deserves a lower grading, a higher grading? Please let me know. Guys, have a good day. I'll see you later tonight for TED 2.